So I wanted to show how much more performance increase you can get by switching to cellular shades, in my case, versus mini blinds. Now you know when it's cold in the morning when your cheap windows freeze over. So it got down to -7, pretty freaking cold. So this is a perfect picture of convective looping. So if I can put something between the window and the air that's falling in front of it, I can limit the amount of energy that gets transferred through the air into the window and then essentially out of the window. Okay, here's a great example of why cellular shades are better for winter thermal usage. So this is a traditional kind of a louvered, I don't know, cheap louvered shades I bought. I've had these in my house since, I don't know, God knows when, probably good 15, 16 years. And so now I'm doing some energy upgrades and the results are obvious. So right now it's about 2 to 3 degrees outside. Okay, for both my windows I have Pella 250 casements. They seem to be fairly decent windows. So I want to enhance my thermal envelope and add some cellular shades and get rid of these type of shades, whatever these are called, louvered or whatever. So both my windows are Pella windows. Let me hit the thermal imager here, and we're 76 degrees roughly on the outside of the shade. So now if I kind of peek in here and shoot the glass, if you can see that, 64 degrees. So there's a 10-degree delta between the shade and the behind the shade on the glass itself. So let's go over to the cellular shade here. Okay, on the other side of the room, I have a cellular shade. Gonna shoot this here. About 75, 76 degrees. And we'll try and peek behind the shade and shoot the window. Looks like we're at 57. So this is definitely trapping the heat from entering inside the shade, and that's why behind the shade it's cooler, because if it was hotter behind that shade, then you'd have more heat flow. So from a thermal perspective, these cellular shades, just single cell shades, are superior to just the regular louvered, because it's trapping air behind there. Again, it's not perfect. You're going to get air leakage through here unless you put some tracks in here, which I'm not going to that extent. I just wanted to get some additional kind of thermal coverage here. Anyhow, so if you want to help your house in the winter, this will be a great energy saver by putting in cellular shades. For argument's sake, I'm making this calculation really simple. I'm assuming that it's 3.8 R value for the entire opening of the window, as well as being 2 degrees outside for the entire time, which isn't always the case. But again, I'm making this for simplistic calculation. So this equation's result, heat transfer, is BTUs per hour. It's directly related to the surface area in feet times the difference in the temperature on the outside of the glass versus the inside of the glass. And then you take that and divide that by the R value of the glass, and that will get you how many BTUs per hour the window loses. If you also know the U factor of the window, that inversely proportional will give you the R value. So my U factor was 0.26, which is 3.8 R value. Okay, by putting all the numbers into my equation, I came up with 217 BTUs per hour through the window. You can also take that per day for 30 days. In my case, it's cold in 4 months. And then what I went ahead and did is switch that to kilowatt hours. To make the math simpler, I just had Excel truncate a lot of the decimal points off, so there's a little bit of rounding error. But again, this is the premise of what I'm trying to show. It's good enough for government work here. The difference between the mini blinds and the cellular shades is about $3 in difference in energy savings, times 18 windows here at my house would give me $54 in savings. So these are my results by installing the Cellular shades and taking out the mini blinds, I seen a roughly 11% decrease in energy loss, so I was losing about 245 BTUs per hour, and now I'm down to 217. Alright, that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.